Hey, it's Brett. It's a pretty spring day. Happy 420. Uh, Thought that I would take you on a walk with me to check out these blossoming trees. So, there's also a tornado watch going on right now. So, I might get like swept away. But at least it'll be worth it. Ooh, it looks very fuzzy and soft. It is. Let's see here. There's the tag. This is a yellow lantern magnolia. Very pretty. I really like this green. Nasu Japanese white pine. Oh, here we go. I'm glad I get to walk through the Arboretum again because it's been a very long time since I got out here like I used to. So this is pretty nice. This is the star magnolia. And these are Norman Gould Cobus magnolia. Very interesting colors. Oh, I like this one back here. These might be the brightest white ones that I've seen so far. And this is the anise magnolia. I wonder if that's where that spice comes from. I really couldn't tell you. Well, no, well, there's those seeds. I don't know. I have to look that up. And this, if I lived in one of those treetop villages, I think this one would be a nice address. The yellow fever magnolia. Very interesting. They're all like little pussy willows. This is the ultimate yellow magnolia. It'll be interesting to see next week. I'll bet you that it'll be full blossom. I like these. So many splashes of white down there. We're in for a treat. This is the white rose magnolia. Aptly named. I really like that bud. Well, that's a big old honker. Wonder how old this tree is. This is a brassy Norway spruce. Very rigid needles. Ooh, I didn't even notice these before. Look at that. This is called the Maryland magnolia. Very beautiful flower. Look at that. Oh, these are like little fireworks, the way that they explode out like that. Like that. This is the Encore Leibner Magnolia. It's got those little bits of purple. I didn't even see at first. Very pretty. This is interesting. I wonder if this is supposed to be like topiary? Wheat horse Schweren's pine. Kikuzaki Star Magnolia. This is similar to that other one that we were looking at, but it's got a more pinkish hue than that purple. This is a very nice one. I don't know how the video quality is on this, because this is a really bad phone. Just because you can buy a phone for $30 doesn't mean it's right. I'm not a learner though, sometimes. The Powder Puff, Leibner Magnolia. It's a nice breeze right now. Let's see if we get a tornado. I figured it'd be good to park the van in the Arboretum in case shit comes. More wind resistance. I like the interspersed birch trees, but I think one of my favorite sights is a whole forest of birches. The King Rose Star Magnolia. Wonder how long it takes to grow that high. This is going to look completely different next week. That'll be exciting. Maybe I'll come back. The Limelight Magnolia. Well, now I gotta come back. A name like that. Ooh, these are very pretty blossoms. They're almost like little lotuses. I really like that branch pattern. Look at that. Just starting to come out. Spring Joy Leibner Magnolia. That's another one we gotta check out. This is the pine forest down there. The UW Arboretum in Madison, Wisconsin is one of my favorite places in Wisconsin. Also got to give a shout out to Devil's Lake. Don't miss that ever. There are all different kinds of trees here. Very interesting. One time I got lost and I thought I was going down like part of the planned path, but I was going down the spot where they were doing like a decomposition study. Because I looked down and there was the body of a raccoon under some chicken wire, so it couldn't get dragged off. That was pretty alarming. I didn't feel great about that at the moment. Not even... Oh yeah, there's little buds on this guy. The Goldfinch Magnolia. I bet you that'll be pretty. So... down this way I see some very pretty blossoms, so we'll check this out. coming right into view for us. Look at that. Really like that. It's crazy to think it was almost half a lifetime ago that I first started coming here when I moved to Madison. I used to live in this place called Loch Lorien, and I miss those people. Look at that. Is it fragrant? Yeah. It does have a nice smell. The crescendo magnolia. I really like that. This one just comes out and sprays. Those are very unique from what they look like from a distance. They're certainly different than what I usually see as a white spray. I don't know what that is called. I don't know about a lot of flowers or trees. It's never too late to get back into things that you find interesting. Once I stopped giving a shit about being good, I got a lot more enjoyment out of playing with musical instruments. And I got further than I did before. So these trees, a lot of them are still in their winter state. I like how this one is. If I had a big old yard, I would be glad to have trees like this. Let's find out what it's called. Beacon Swamp White Oak. And that is copyrighted. I really like how white the bark of this tree is. There's some big old shaggy pines and is this one of the catalpas? I think this is one of my favorites during fall. And all these little pods are everywhere. I hope I'm right. I'm gonna feel so cool. It's a mystery tree. Oh, there we go. Blue ash. Might not even be in the same family. Oh well. Can't win them all. This little tree is very interesting too. I don't know what it is about really light bark that seems so vibrant to me. Maybe that's what it is. This is the Todd Ginkgo. Those are more waxy of buds. Look at that pink over there. Let's see what that is. Clouds are nicer over this way. Hopefully nobody gets bad tornado. Saw that there was just one in Oklahoma. Hope everybody's okay. This is a really nice view. I've celebrated 420 over there, actually. Good times. Oh, now we get to experience my ADD together. Been drawn in by the turkeys. Every time I come to the Arboretum, I see a variety of wildlife. I've seen really beautiful herons with my friend Alpha. Every time I see something different. I hope I find a fox today. That would be nice. So these turkeys are pretty much menaces. I don't know all of them, but I know their ilk. These guys will take a whole road over. Ooh, a weeping Japanese larch. What a pretty tree. I like that very much. I wonder how tall they get. Well, this has very interesting pine cones. It's not the typical pine tree that I see. Let's see, what's this guy called? Oh, look at that. They're fanned out. I might not make it out. They could surround me. I think it's dicey. Send this into America's Funniest Videos. The Siberian larch. Huh. I didn't even know what a larch was. Now I'm a fan. The Dunkeld larch. They're very soft. Very different from the spruce. I don't know if that's a crow or a raven. I wonder if that's a student or just somebody chilling like me. Alright, let's go check out that pink tree now. I really lucked out on how the weather is today. Yesterday I planned to go down here, and yesterday was just a big old wet mess. And loud. I love thunder, but the cats don't. Those turkeys with their tails fanned out. I think the turkeys that fan their tails are the toms, and the ones that don't have tails to put out are the hens. I like this little secret tree. I wonder if these naturally have a symbiotic relationship in nature. Because frankly, I see a lot of struggling for resources in their future. Interesting sumac. What's this? Snow fountain cherry. I really want to see what that looks like full bloom. Looks pretty. Guarantee you that. Gotta stop putting my back to these turkeys. They're calculating little bastards. These are interesting. Very soft. Here, are these some catalpas? This time I think I'm right. Yes! Heartland Northern Catalpa. And the reason why I like the catalpas so much are these pods. It's such a unique seed to me. I like it a lot. Gotta see if they sell larches at Menards. I like planting trees on my parents' land. Little legacies, I guess. Dreamcatcher flowering cherry. Very beautiful. Ooh, that's very interesting. It's kind of neat how you come to appreciate things that you didn't really care about when you were younger, Like this wouldn't have mattered to me. These ones are a little bit harder than the other ones. Kind of soft, but rigid. And this one is called the Pink Cascade Cherry. I'll bet you that these branches just get beautiful once it gets going. Crimson Point Flower Plum. I don't know if you're allowed to eat the plums or whatever fruits are here, but I guess at the same time, as long, like if you're not picking it off, then that's between you and nature. I mean, unless it's endangered. We do need to be more careful in that case. I like that pink. Very pretty. Is it fragrant? Not very much of a scent, but that also doesn't mean a whole lot because that's just my personal experience. There's other people that probably could sniff better. Sniffing my way through life the best I can. Robin Hill Pink Serviceberry. I've never heard of a serviceberry. I'll bet you it's interesting. I'm really getting myself hyped up about coming back again next week and doing another walk around. I think we're starting to come to the edge of the conifers, and here is path. In this forest, I know that morels exist, but as with everything in nature, I guess that the fruit off the ground is more the exception than the rule, because like I really enjoy collecting rocks and I make art with that. So since I'm not just pulling things out for personal use, it's especially important that I use good ethics. And it's better to find rocks in creeks or in other places where you have to disturb the battery. When you have to disturb the ground, that's obviously not good because animals have their homes there. And housing is a right. They said it's got tornado conditions. Oh, well, they said, interestingly, that with the clouds gone, that makes the sunlight even more volatile in this type of system. Over in La Crosse right now, it's like 50 degrees, and here it's probably 69 degrees. Nice. So, of course, another spot is to look along roadways. Try not to pull boulders out, but you know, everybody deserves a little of something sometimes. I like this yellow. Yeah, if I lived somewhere that this is what was in the backyard for my morning coffee, I think I would have a good start to my day every day. This is a really pretty flower, very unique. So, I don't know what it's called though. Oh, here's the birches. Look at that. That's a very interesting growth pattern. I usually see them paired away more. I wonder if it's because animals eat them or because animals rub up against them that causes the majority of the branches to not be there, like what we see in these trees. I'd like to go to a tropical forest someday. I've seen, is it rubber trees that basically have the camouflage pattern that we typically see? And this, I don't know what they're doing. Crimson frost birch. I wonder why it's called crimson frost. These are some very big rocks. Definitely shouldn't put these in your pockets. So there's a lean-to. There's the framework for something like a wigwam. Are there signs out about these? I don't know if I'm off-roading. Oh, here we go. This Native American dwelling is commonly referred to as a wigwam, wickiup, or sipperoke in the Ho-Chunk language. Say chipodoke, chipodoke. The dome-shaped frame would have been covered with woven plant material or tree bark. Indigenous people in this area lived in this type of dwelling prior to their forced removal. Feel free to come inside the structure to protect yourself and the dwelling. Don't climb on it or take it apart. I don't need to go inside, but this is the framework for a wigwam. And the tribes that lived in this area used these. We didn't really have the teepees or the long houses in this part of the U.S. Bet you there's some cool rocks down here. Let's see. I'll keep an eye out. Is that glass? Thought that was beach glass. Might be. I don't know. Huh. No idea what that is, but it looks... That's ethical collecting. Get some glass out of the environment. Doing all kinds of cool stuff today. These rocks are pretty. There's a lot of quartz in this part of Wisconsin, and as a matter of fact, there's a lot of quartz everywhere. It makes up most of the sand. I believe silicon is part of quartz. I could be wrong too. Like I said, I'm trying to lean into that. The wetland boardwalk, you guys. Let's hope my phone battery holds up long enough. Look at those birch trees. Below 15%. So we might get to it, we might not. These are the Gallistal Woods wildflowers. In April, look for spring ephemerals, toothwort, trout lily, and Virginia bluebells growing near the trails. During the 1940s, botany students and Arboretum members planted large numbers of wildflowers throughout these woods. These wildflowers attract certain species of ants by means of an iliosome, a fleshy or oily appendage attached to the seed. The ants eat the rich food and throw out the seeds, which then establish new plants. 40 years later, graduate student Brock Woods discovered that a species of ant that disperses the seed was not present. He brought some ants into the woods along the wildflower trail, G1 through G6. Look to see if the plants have dispersed away from the trail. This is Dutchman's breeches with an iliosome attached, so I guess it's that. And wild spring ephemerals withdraw into bulbs when leaves develop on the trees. Other species are adapted to capture light throughout the growing season. Vines such as poison ivy and Virginia creeper can move towards light. Poison ivy can cause rashes if the sap of the plant, urushiol, gets on your skin, either by touching the plant or touching something that has come into contact with the plant. Stay on the trail at all times for your protection. And this, here we go. I suppose it looks like it. Dutchman's breeches. We're at 5%. Let's hope we end up on the boardwalk. I'm always blissfully lost in here. It's not small enough to have ever explored completely, but it's not so big that you're really in any danger. You can move toward traffic. For better or worse, there's an interstate that goes right by here. Well, I don't know if it's an interstate. State highway, though. We're on our way to the wetland boardwalk. I don't see any iliosomes on these, but also trying to walk fast so that we get some of this boardwalk. Because the wetland is beautiful. Part of Wisconsin that I spent most of my childhood in is Dodge County, and in Dodge County there's the Horicon National Marsh Refuge, and that marsh was critically important to the resurgence of sandhill cranes. That environment was great, and we got them away from the endangered list position they were in before. This is an interesting fungus. I don't remember the name of it. I found some chicken of the woods last year, but I didn't really know what I was doing with it, so I didn't eat it, and I didn't collect too much. But I guess I was a little bit late for prime picking time. And here we go. Boardwalk is slippery when wet, but still not as bad as a Madison politician. This year, I would like to try ramps. I've heard about some very good salads that can be found with foraged food. But once again, like if